Hi, welcome to The Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 118 coming at you today. Special episode in front of a live studio audience here in Naples, Florida. So this is going to be different. You're going to hear some fan interaction. You're going to hear some commentary. Odds are some significant Team Tal Nation chatter. That's just what Isaac has to deal with.
By fan interaction, we mean we have cousin Colin, who is the lights engineer.
Yeah, marketing.
And does marketing. And then friend Braeden, who is the head of the audiovisual team. As of today, they're doing great work for us. They are our studio, and they're going to spew some good propaganda later in the episode. And maybe earlier, depending on when they want to come in. They're 2 hours left.
It's a big day. So, Detroit Lions are NFC champions. That's a big...
NFC North champions.
Oh, sorry, I'm a little premature. That's a couple weeks away. NFC North champions. They won, but they still got robbed. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Michigan in the natty, bringing the boots to Alabama. There you go. Go blue. And we're going to do a top 4 movie pillars. One of our...
That's not really what it is.
It isn't? Well, describe it for us, Sam Militia.
How would I describe it when we get there?
Okay, that's a good idea. Anyway, movie pillars. Off the top, we're in Florida. Lots of fun, lots of tennis, lots and lots of sports and entertaining stories. We're going to get more into that in a little bit, but we're fortunate enough to spend 2 weeks in Florida with friends and family, and it's kicking. And everybody plays tennis now, which is awesome.
Yeah, everybody plays tennis. Some win, some lose. Braeden loses. Tal sometimes wins, sometimes loses when he tries to pretend, he tries to overswing sometimes. But
Sometimes
it's good
overswing.
fun. Tennis is great. We're playing a lot of tennis.
Yeah, we played a little bit of basketball, but that stopped.
Well, we played 6 minutes, and the game ended with Tal doing like a somersault on Braeden as Uncle Dante and I just kind of witnessed it.
Yeah, it was a somersault.
And then no more basketball.
Not intentional, and then we kind of quickly realized, okay, no more basketball, let's go play tennis.
Correct. Yeah, that's what happened.
One of the things about Florida is we all come here in a variety of ways, flying, driving. Lauren...
Those are the only two.
Yeah, Lauren gets the Rookie of the Year and the Most Valuable Player for doing a 20-hour stint by herself with at least one sick kid. GOAT. Right away, GOAT status.
Yeah, historic drive, a historic Windsor to Naples drive. I flew, respectfully, purely because of school.
Because of timing.
Because of timing.
Because you're able to.
Because I was able to. So, yeah.
Dante, Alex, and I drove together, and then Alex and I are driving home in a couple of days.
Nobody asked, what else do you have to talk about?
The Pistons. So, for a long time, I've been writing down, the streak is over. Okay, this streak is over, but they're still poop. We're not going to get into a lot of detail about playing time and rotation and just death and horribleness, but basically means we're going to get cheap seats for a couple of years.
Yeah, winning means nothing. It makes no difference. They're going to win, 17 games this year, optimistically speaking.
17?
I'm a little optimistic.
So am I, but under.
I'm not here to talk about the Pistons. I didn't even write them down. They're my favorite team. I love them so much, but it's incredibly hard to root for them right now, so I don't want to talk about them anymore.
Okay. Willy Wonka.
Yeah, okay.
He's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, go. Run with Willy.
So I'm a Timmy Chalamet guy. That's my guy. He's been my guy since Interstellar. Just thought he was awesome. And then he continued to choose kind of interesting roles and can play whatever. He can play any type of guy. So when he really became me when I watched Dune.
Yeah.
We're both big Dune guys, but it was like, this is my generation's Luke Skywalker. So not to delve too much into Dune. They announced this new Wonka movie with...
Luke's kicking his butt in a fight, by the way.
Luke is kicking Wonka's butt?
No, the Dune guy.
Paul Atreides.
Yeah, Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides is awesome, but...
Give Dune another
Luke's
movie.
Luke's still kicking his butt.
Okay, back to Wonka. They announced this Wonka movie. I don't understand why they announced it. No one really asked for it. And then the trailer came out and it looked stupid. It looked awful. And not funny stupid, just stupid. But then, there's positive buzz, and I'm like...
Huge upset. Coming out of the woodwork, no hype. It was actually a musical, but not promoted as one, just because people like us are not going to go to musical. We ended up going to it. The music actually was entertaining. Some good songs.
So I'm watching it. We kind of commandeered the theater, made friends with everybody there. And Colin and I were front row. And maybe like 8 minutes in, after the first musical number, we lean over and we're like, dude, is this awesome? And for the rest of the 2-hour movie, we just loved it. Like, we laughed when we were supposed to. We laughed when we weren't supposed to. It was brilliant, very entertaining. Watched it again. Love Wonka. Love Wonka. That's my guy. That's my Wonka bit. You kind of degraded it by saying it's entertaining.
It is very entertaining, but I didn't think about it for days. I thought about it a little bit. How I grade a movie is obviously its entertainment value is super important, but is it something that impacts me for several days? And if it doesn't, and that's okay. Movies are supposed to just entertain you.
It's okay to sometimes sit down and watch a movie and just be like, this is a very fun time. And that's what Wonka is.
Exactly. That's what Wonka is. It's a very fun time.
I have nothing further on Wonka.
Okay, what else do you have for off the top?
The Oklahoma City Thunder, people just watch the Thunder.
I started to write some NBA stuff, but we decided we've got enough information without that. I just wrote Shea. Like, there's going to start to be some MVP talk. He gets to wherever he wants. No,
Dude, he's
like
top
some
3
serious.
MVP.
No, he's top 3, but there's people saying he might be top 2 now.
Yeah, we need to look at it further. He picked apart that Celtics defense like crazy. Sorry, cousin Colin, who's a Celtics fan. He scored like 33, 6 and 7. I don't think he had a turnover, blowing by every Celtic defender that was in front of him. Jaylen Brown looked awful on defense. Drew looked like he was 40. Shea just does stuff that guys don't do, and he's my guy. That's what I got.
I mean, Boston is still probably the best team in the league, but Porzingis is looking really good, but I would not be putting too much money on Porzingis because he's just going to get injured.
Yeah, theoretically, you think one of him or Horford gets injured.
Horford finally is old.
Old man Al.
Yeah.
Look, the Celtics...
I have respect for Horford, but he's done.
Yeah, I had respect for Horford like 12 years ago, and I still do. So that's enough basketball talk. Just wanted to talk about the Thunder.
January, February, we got lots of time to talk about that.
Correct.
We need to talk about Michigan's win over Nick Saban and Alabama.
Go ahead.
So huge, right? 2 historic programs. Michigan, people sometimes forget, Michigan is the all-time leading winner in college football history.
I don't think people forget. I think that stat's pumped out a fair amount.
Yeah, but I just wanted to emphasize a little bit more.
Okay.
So not a super pretty win, right? So they...
Just want to say it only took 7 minutes for Tal to check his email during the recording. Just wanted to put that.
I didn't check it. It popped up automatically. I probably
Maybe the sound and notifications could have been off during the 40 minutes to record. The studio audience is chuckling. They agree with me.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? Now, like the last week, I didn't work much. This week, I'm working a fair amount.
Okay, working man. Thanks for allowing this trip to Florida. Talk about Michigan.
Perfect. That's a good lead in. Okay, so I don't think Michigan played terribly well, and I think anybody who watched the game realizes special teams was terrible. And not one facet. I think all facets.
Of special teams?
The only things, kickoff return coverage was excellent.
I'll be honest, I analyzed the game a lot. I did not do a deep dive on the kickoff return coverage analysis, so I'll leave that to you. Thank you for that point.
Well in that. Punt, poop, punt returns, poop, and
Field
then
goal.
Kicking game, field goal, and an extra point. Half scoop of poop and more poop.
Yeah, quarter scoop poop.
Quarter scoop poop.
For the special teams team. That's fair.
Yeah. And I know JJ, a lot of people said he had a great game. I don't think he had a great game. I do think he missed some throws. He got away with that interception on the first play of the game, which was just a terrible play.
Look, JJ did not have a great game, but did he provide great moments? He sure did. He sure did.
He when the time came for him to lead his team down the field to win, he did that. So he won the game.
When it comes down to it's 3rd and long or it's 4th and short and everybody in the world knows you're throwing it, can you make the throw or can you make the play? And JJ made those plays down the stretch. Not his best game. I have lots of stuff on the game, kind of all over the place. I made my notes 15 minutes ago, and we started recording 9 minutes ago, right? So the spread opened at 1.5 for Michigan. Then it kind of got down to 1. And then before kickoff, it went all the way up to 2.5. So lots of sharp syndicate money went on Michigan, which is just like super smart Vegas people. Or Vegas is juicing them because they know something, whatever. Mm-hmm. Michigan dominated line of scrimmage on both ends. That was kind of my first takeaway. Other than a stretch in the third quarter, it was like, what is going on? Other than that stretch, line of scrimmage was awesome. Worst game of the season by far, I think. Special teams, especially you talked about.
Yep.
Very sloppy and poor, for the most part, quarterback play.
I don't want to say poor quarterback play. I'd say average.
Sure. Average, it's tough to say when they're the best team in the country what's considered poor and good quarterback play. To somehow still win that game is phenomenal, especially versus Bama. Secondary played great.
Shows you how good they are, how deep they are, and how solid their defense is.
Yeah, defense. I secondary was great, but the pass rush got home, and that's how you win these big games. Pass rush got home. Milroe and the center were not on the same page all game. I don't know if that was a Michigan D line thing.
They had problems early in the year with that as well.
Well, yeah, they also had problems when Milroe got benched, right?
Yeah.
So there's lots of problems Alabama had.
Not gonna lie, like giving Saban a month with all the 5-stars on his team is a scary proposition. Like there was a lot of
No, don't give me that. You know what's scarier than that? Jim Harbaugh and Michigan giving them a month. Not the Saban. I don't want to hear the Saban propaganda. I dealt with that for 4 hours during the Rose Bowl. That's enough.
That's a good point.
Golly. Nick Saban.
Michigan's defensive line killed them. You know, I like this term. They called it the wee fence because there were so many dudes that stood out and put pressure on Miller. It was great. They took away all the deep pass options, so that made it a lot easier for Michigan's DBs because they weren't worried about the give and go or the hook and ladder kind of stuff because Michigan was there in a second and a half, 2 seconds, tops.
Yeah, to win a game versus a widely regarded as a superior roster, and if you want to look at the objective facts, you can probably make the case that Alabama has more 5-stars and they have better recruits and all that stuff.
Sure.
To win the game and play as poorly, I want to say, as they did, because look, they made the big plays down the stretch, and that's how you win these games. But Michigan did not play well. I thought they played far better against Ohio State than they did against Bama. I think that's a fact. I think most would agree.
Yep.
I got 3 big takeaways, 3 big plays. The Roman Wilson catch, I continue to watch that over, and I don't know how.
I don't know how he did it.
I actually have 4 plays. Sorry, I said 3. The Corum overtime touchdown was awesome. That can be injected. I'll watch that all the time. Milroe getting stopped 4th and goal. That play I've seen 30 times. And then people aren't talking about this because it happened earlier in the game. The
fake with the reverse throw to JJ, and he like jumped 8 feet in the air, caught it with one hand, like his head was 8 feet in the air. Then he caught it, and then he tossed the 20-yard reception, I think, to Roman Wilson. Then he got baked after that. That was a spectacular athletic play.
Yeah, ridiculously athletic play. That was another play. There was so many big moments of this game. I want to buy a Rose Bowl thing, but I'm going to wait until we beat Washington, and then I'm going to get a national championship thing, and that's my plan. And the national championship, can we talk about that? Do you have anything more on the Rose Bowl game?
No, I think we covered it enough.
Uncle Phil, we watched with a good group.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Steph Alsop gets huge props, and Team Alsop for supplying great service.
Yeah, roses were provided. We had to smell the roses at noon.
Actually, Alex gets prompt for the roses.
Yeah, she got a little assist from Ma, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We had to smell the roses at numerous points throughout the game to give us good vibes. Now, I want to talk about what this national championship means to us. I'm going to say a team, and you're going to tell me the last time they won, okay? Tigers.
84.
Wings.
98?
No, bro.
No.
08. You
08?
should know that.
Okay,
last
I should.
time. Pistons.
2004 Bad Boys.
Yeah. Michigan football.
97.
Correct. Michigan basketball.
Oh.
They only have 1 national title.
That's the Glenn Rice deal. I don't know what year that is. I'm going to say 90. No, 88 maybe.
It was either 90. It was either 99 or 89. It was one of those two. And then the Lions.
I think it was 89. Lions never.
1957.
Okay.
Yeah. So to have this game and me not be 1 year old is a big deal. This is going to be the first championship that we're going to win that I'm going to remember. And it took a really long time, but it means so much to me. And I don't care if the Pistons win 6 games this year. If Michigan wins me a natty, that'll be enough for a really, really long time. And I think most people would agree with me. So let's talk about the national championship versus Washington.
Okay. So the stats today says 74.3% chance that Michigan wins.
Ooh, that's a high number.
That's a big number. And you know what? If somebody were to ask me at the beginning of the season if there's a chance there of a win, even a week ago before they beat Bama, I would have taken 7.4% chance. Now we're getting a 74.3%. That's huge. The question is, how is our defense going to hold up against Penix? Penix is, first of all, he's 24 years old. He's older than like a third of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Penix or Penix?
Did you say penis?
No, it's X. I just wasn't sure on the
Penix.
Okay, yeah. There's a couple pronunciations that I heard.
A couple of pronunciations.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to control the ball. We don't want a 38-35 game. We want to score in the 20s, right? JJ needs to play smart. not turn the ball over. We win 27-21.
Okay, I didn't do a score prediction because that's stupid.
Actually, no, it's not stupid.
I kind of looked at the game. Washington has the best O-line in the country. Most people kind of think that. Lots of weapons. And
Pass protection. Their running back, suppose he's going to play, but he's dinged up.
he's going to play?
What's his name, Johnson?
Yeah, I think Johnson. He's going to play. Because, like, watching the injury and the way that he reacted.
I guess they Miyagi'd him, and Daniel LaRusso's going to fight. Johnson's going to play.
Yeah. Penix or Penix? What was it again? I forget.
I think it's Penis.
Okay, sorry. So Penix, he's a great player, and he was flawless versus Texas. He played as good as he ever has, and I'm rooting for him. I think he's a good dude. I like his interviews.
And that wide receiver, what's his name?
The Alabama, which one? The Alabama one?
No, the number one for Washington.
They have two
Roman
freak shows.
Zude or something like that.
I'm not sure the pronunciation.
He's awesome.
Yeah, look, I like our chances, straight up.
Listen, Michigan's DB, they're great. Like, I'm not worried about it. Sandestro didn't make the play that I thought he was going to do against Bama. He'll do it against the Natty.
So the play, like he's going to have a Charles Woodson crowning moment play?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I'm there for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mikey's my guy.
I think Corum probably has the highlight from the semis.
Yeah.
Right, with the win.
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess it wasn't. I mean, it ended up being the win, but the touchdown that he scored in overtime, that's a play. Sandestro in this game, that'll be it. I'm calling
Okay.
it.
I said tighten up special teams and a more relaxed JJ and we'll win. But we had loose special teams and not elite JJ play, and we just beat Alabama.
I'm not worried about the special teams. That was just a freak of nature kind of series of events, Lemony Splicket kind of style. I'm not worried about special teams.
So before we switch to the Lions, something that I didn't write down and we haven't talked about. So overtime, college overtime. I don't love college overtime. I don't love professional overtime. Whatever. Alabama chose to have the ball second. They gave Michigan the ball first. Obviously, hindsight.
That's the smart money play to take it second.
That's what I want. That's what I want to talk about. If you win the coin toss and then you're in this game, what do? Do you put Milroe out first to take the pressure off of him, or do you put Michigan out there first to dictate the
I think you have to play the numbers and like Michigan take the ball first. I'm Bama. I win. I'm deferring because what happens is if it's 4th and 3. You just kick a field goal tied up, then you go into double overtime. But if you're down a touchdown, you know you need to score a touchdown. It completely changes, and it opens up more opportunities for you. Even though I don't like college overtime, I like it better than the NFL.
I
There's
agree.
not a lot of things I like about college better than the NFL, other than kind of the rivalry stuff, meaning the game itself. It's kind of interesting. I haven't really been part of a big overtime game where we've paid a lot of attention to for a long time.
Talking NFL?
No, in college. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time we had a college overtime game that we were super hyped.
It was the Ohio State one where they wore those black helmets and they ruled them. They got first down. He didn't get the first down.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth,
Fourth
2016 maybe.
Yes, that's right.
It was really bad. So I initially I agreed with you, but like I'm thinking if you're Milroe, it's 4th and goal. You have to get in the end zone or your season is done. That's putting so much pressure on your offense and your offensive line.
True.
I don't know. It's an interesting debate and one that I want people to have. But I'm very happy with the win, and we're going to go beat Washington, and we're going to get a natty. That's what I say.
I'm agreed.
Okay. You want to talk about the Lions now? Do you have anything else on Michigan?
No? Anything from studio on the Michigan game?
I was a little worried because of the similar.
Colin, jump in.
Cousin Colin, come on. And
Cousin Colin's got
worried.
to take. Jump in, Cousin
Hi,
Colin.
everybody. So I don't watch a ton of college football, but I watched the entirety of that game. And a couple of days before, we watched the Lions game, and both of them were 20-19 at a similar time. So I was worried that something like that was going to repeat.
Uncle Dan actually did predict that.
Yeah,
So
he
if they
called
win,
that.
are they going to get 2?
We'll talk about that. Do you want to stay here for the Lions game, or do you want to come? What do you want to do?
I'll come back.
Okay, well, it's great seeing you, bro.
Okay.
And I'll see
Thanks,
you.
Cousin Colin.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for being on the show.
Okay, so we'll talk about the Lions. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the deal. Obviously, recording time's a little bit off. We did not recap the Lions-Minnesota game, and obviously we're going to recap the game against Dallas. Listen, they won. The whole Mullen-Goff is an interesting matchup with Minnesota.
Mullins?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's multiple. It's not just Mullins.
Mullins.
Yeah,
I wrote down
Mullins.
Mullins, actually.
That's not what you said.
Goff stayed conservative. He hit the sun god with a couple of short, a bunch of throws. Hit Gibbs, Jamel Laporte on some underneath stuff. Mullins was just chucking it all over the place and hitting a lot of passes. But here's the problem: when you chuck it like crazy, you make yourself susceptible to some INTs. Sorry about your luck, T.J. Hawkinson, R.I.P.
Dude.
But Justin Jefferson is a beast, and I do not want to face him if there's a playoff game on the line again. Yeah, I did put it in brackets. Sorry, but you shouldn't have left Detroit. Just bad karma.
Wow. Okay, keep going.
But the Lions are a very good run defensive team, obviously, but they're just terrible at defending the pass. Now, Aaron Glenn has realized that his DBs are not great at pass defending, so they're just blitz like crazy. Iffy obviously had a great game again. A couple of huge plays. He was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
That changes a lot.
Lions, Minnesota, a couple more takes on that. Montgomery Gibbs are not a fun combo to play. That Thunder and Lightning duo just beats you up and then runs away from you. Kind of like Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Larry Zonka, Mercury Morris to go to old-time Thunder and Lightning.
Cool, yeah. No one else.
I don't really want to talk that much about the Lions, Minnesota. They won. They
you already talked about
division.
it. You already talked about it for ad nauseum, as one would say.
Do you have some takes on that game?
No.
By chance?
No, because no one cares about
chance?
No, because no one cares about the Nick Mullins game. I would. People are here because they want to hear us talk about the Cowboys. That's what the fans want.
The fans do want to know what our take is.
So we'll talk about the Dallas game.
Okay, you go now.
I'll start. Let's just. So, it's a loss. In the books, it's a loss. Okay.
I've seen some billboards in Detroit where it's crossed out 12-5 and
yep,
or 11-5 and 12-4 is written up there.
Nice. All smart people are saying we got host. Every mildly smart NFL analyst, sports analyst is saying that the Lions got host. And right when it first happened, I actually didn't think we got host. That night, I didn't think we got host. And then as I went to bed and listened to some interviews and kind of took a further look, I'm like, oh, maybe we got host. I went to bed, I woke up, and it's just everything
blowing up.
And I'm glad it got the attention it did. We got host. It's a fact. There's no disputing it. It is how it is. Did you see what Dan Campbell said? Because I'm so all in on this.
I love that's one of the things that I wrote down. This is tackling fuel. I love the way Dan Campbell has handled this whole thing. And for the Waterboy fans, this is tackling fuel for the Lions, and they're going to use this. It doesn't really matter what happens against Minnesota this week, but I would hope that this momentum and this anger helps us in the playoffs against the Rams.
Campbell was super hot after the game, and then the next day he was still, you could tell he was still juiced. Controlled fury. That was his line. I like that
press conference where he's walking back and forth between the podium.
He looks like us.
So awesome.
Like he's just crumpling up papers and throwing them, and 70 report, and he's our guy. We love him. So I will say this. So I didn't like our chances going into that game. And when they got the ball back with 2-ish, 3-ish minutes left, down 7, I said, if I get a touchdown, I'm going for 2.
Yep.
I said that very early on. And I'm usually not a radical when it comes to that stuff. I'm usually pretty analytics, going with the flow of the game. But this game was wild. I said, if I'm getting a touchdown, I'm going for 2. I'm leaving my offense out there. And then
this is NBA on the road. You go for the 3 for the win. You don't go for the deuce for the tie.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Except in the NBA now, everyone just goes for the 3,
That's true.
matter who it is, especially Jason Tatum. So back to this
5
game.
5 for 19, Jason Tatum.
Back for this game, he's 4 for 20 these days.
Okay,
but he's gonna get 12 rebounds and just make Porzingis sit in the corner. Okay, that's enough Celtics bit. I like going for 2, and I like the play call. I like the goofiness. Do I like going for 2 on the 7? No, I don't love it. And he was asked about that, and he just said, I'm going for the win. He just had his mind up, and I respect it. It's a little ridiculous. And then when he got moved back up to the 2, it was just kind of who knows at this point, right? I didn't really want the ball in Goff's hands. I'll talk about that a little bit. So I like the initial going for 2. I do like that. That's what I wanted. I did not want that in the Michigan game. I said, I'm going for 1. I'm very quiet when I watch these big games. I'll just put my hands up and act as if I'm the quarterback. And that's what I did. I said, I want 2. And I respect the ambition. Didn't work out. Go ahead.
Okay. So there's been a couple of things that obviously, as the week has evolved, we're recording Wednesday. And what happened is it happened. And prior to the play, and I saw them line up, and I thought they were throwing to Sewell just because that's the one who they threw to last year for that great pass. So what they did is they sent multiple tackles in the direction of the refs to have a little bit of confusion, but Campbell had set it up. So the multiple tackles thing, that's what the NFL is kind of hanging their hat on and say, oh, you got to be really clear about reporting. No. Dan Campbell told them ahead of time, and allegedly Allen wasn't in that pregame meeting.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
But one of those other striped dudes could have said, while they're in the huddle figuring out, we knew about this play ahead of time. We made the wrong call. pick up the flag, put your hands in the air, and you got 20 seconds left.
Yeah, there's a couple like objective, just confusing thing, right? Like you shouldn't have to confer. Allen shouldn't have to confer with the other guys if they reported to you, Mr. Allen. They didn't report to the sideline guy. So why are you talking to the sideline guy if it's a penalty? I don't want to go tinfoil hat theory here, but it was rigged probably.
I don't think it's rigged. I think it's incompetence.
I agree with you. I agree. It was very frustrating.
Although just the whole pass interference, pick up the flag, put it in your pocket, and then this,
Yeah.
it does kind of get you a little kind of crazy.
Controlled fury. That's how we're operating here.
I don't think I was controlled fury.
No, I was.
You were more controlled than I was, losing my mind. I think Isaac recorded some of this losing the mind. I don't know when that content's going to get out.
There is some videos. I don't know if they'll ever get leaked. Look, it was very.
Is this like Draymond Green punching Poole in the face?
Yeah, it depends on how much the TMZ guys pays me. Look, it was just. I was distraught. This is brutal. But look, like, stuff like this is going to happen. If Goff didn't,
it certainly makes for good discussion.
If Goff didn't suck, this doesn't matter, right? Goff was terrible.
Goff was terrible,
right? Like he's going to be our fate. We're going to lose a playoff game, and he's going to suck, and it's just going to be like.
I don't really want to talk about what we're supposed to do in this offseason because I think they have to sign him. They're going to sign him to a 3-year deal.
Weakest link, bro. That's what it is. It's weakest link, money. And he's our weakest link.
I'm hoping it's a reasonable contract, and that Hooker can be our guy.
That's a radical take.
But that's what I gotta hope for.
Okay.
I am an eternal optimist.
He was third round or fourth round?
He was third round, but the reason why he was third round is because he was injured.
And because he's 33 years old.
No, he's only 27. He's just quarterbacks. That doesn't worry about in the NFL.
I know it shows maturity, but let's not. I'm not doing the Hooker bit now.
Do we want to talk for a moment about how Aaron Rodgers continues to be just one of the enormous asshats on the planet?
Just so irrelevant to anything we're talking about right now.
Aaron Rodgers does play football.
No, he doesn't.
It's true. He doesn't this year.
Old man Aaron doesn't.
He did play for 4 or 5 minutes, but 21 Savage put him to bed in Green Bay, so then he had to go to New York and be crybaby.
Tracy Walker.
Was mainly Tracy Walker?
Kirby Joseph is the one who dug his grave. They call Aaron Rodgers Kirby Joseph Jr., okay? I've just back to the quarterback thing. I was watching old Stafford the other day. I was actually watching him from the Dallas game in 2014. And I don't want to talk about the Rams. I just want to talk about Stafford. It's really hard for me to watch that Stafford and not speculate what it would look like to have a guy who could A, throw to his second option, or B, extend a play on this current Lions team. If we got someone who could do something like that, maybe named Justin Herbert, I'm not sure. I would really like.
I don't think Herbert's going to end up in Detroit. I think that's a tough fantasy football little thing. You'll have a tough time running those numbers through.
Extremism, I understand. That's a radical take. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's what you're allowed to have radical takes. We're going to preview the Rams and Stafford next week. The game against Minnesota is meaningless, but Campbell said he's going to play starters for probably the first half.
Is Rams locked in?
I don't know. Maybe when we're talking about this a little bit more, one of our live studios people can determine if the Rams are absolutely locked in. I think that's the best case scenario.
I don't want to talk about that yet, though. I'm not ready to. I'm not prepared to talk about Stafford coming into my building.
I'm still not completely wrapped my head around it yet.
Okay. Do we have anything else on the Lions here that we need to talk about?
They're so much fun. Like, soon they're going to be America's team if they haven't already. They'll take that mantle away from the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody loves the Lions. They're so much fun to cheer for. Everybody loves Dan Campbell. Who's laughing now? Nobody's laughing now.
I will say, in Florida...
Where's that line from?
I'm not sure.
Sports movie.
Wearing lots of Lions stuff, and I just like to talk to football fans, right? Like, if I see a guy in a Bengals hat, I'm just going to say, like, hey, man, what do you guys think? Say, what do you think of Jake Browning? If I see a Browns guy, I'm like, hey, Joe Flat, right? So I like to spark up conversations with non-Lions fans, and every single one of them is like, man, we're really rooting for the Lions. We love Campbell. It's a great story. Everybody says that.
It's awesome.
Other than probably a couple
Chicago,
extremists.
Minnesota, Green Bay.
There's a couple people that are just radicals, but other than that, everyone's rooting for the Lions. I've got nothing else on the Lions.
I have nothing else on the Lions as well. Listen, our goal was we wanted to have to host a home playoff game. We're there.
I have breaking news.
Whoa, breaking news.
Per my source, cousin Colin, highly likely that the Rams are coming to town in the wild card round.
Okay. Do we have any details as to how they couldn't, or is that not information available? Oh, Colin's popping on the show. Good information. It's actually helpful to have a live studio on it.
Yeah, we're gonna do this all the time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, anytime you need me, if I'm available.
okay. What's going on?
All right, so the Lions need to win, and the Cowboys and Eagles both need to lose for the Lions to get the 2 seed. And then I was reading
Unlikely
here,
because they're playing poop
Unlikely.
teams.
So it's Rams.
Yep.
likely Rams.
Okay, Packers. Any chance? Vikings? Nothing.
Small chance.
So there's no chance of dropping down.
Seahawks.
It's only dropping up.
They're either going to be 2 or 3, and then it depends on who's 7 and 6.
Okay, that's good information.
So while Cousin Colin's here, should we talk about the movie stuff?
I think we transition to that. I think you should prep this.
Okay, Colin, you good to talk about this?
Yeah, I can explain it too if you want.
Colin,
Okay,
get
go.
in here and explain.
Okay.
This is your
So-
time.
I got out of the shower a couple of days ago, came upstairs, and
It's a good start.
we were discussing this 4 movie pillar thing. Isaac Oakland came up with the idea, correct?
Isaac Oakland inspired me. The initial inspiration, the initial person who put it on a radar was fan of the show Sam Militia.
Hey, thanks,
Okay.
Sam. Thanks,
Shout out
Isaac.
Sam. Shout out Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Shout out, Sam. So it's not our 4 favorite movies, but it's 4 movies that describe and encapsulate our taste.
Encapsulate.
Ooh, good word, encapsulate.
Golly.
Ooh, boy. Better get the thesaurus out for this stuff.
Okay. So, four movies that kind of sum up and kind of tell a bit about you and the movies you watch. Correct, Colin?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So, Colin, let's open things up and let us hear your 4 movies.
Okay. So my 4 movies, I'm starting off with 42, the Jackie Robinson biopic. I think it's a great
Solid.
sports movie, and it's very important historically.
Whew, spitting. Okay, good job, Colin. Keep going,
Thank
boy.
you. Then one that Uncle Tal mentioned earlier, Waterboy. Hilarious movie for all ages, but as you get older, it gets funnier.
For all ages, meaning like 18 and up. That's okay.
No, you can. We watched it when you were young.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not sure if...
Maybe we
So
shouldn't have.
probably a
Maybe
little
we
bit
shouldn't
early.
have.
Okay, what else?
And then I
I think
have
you've got to go for show me those.
I have Ratatouille, which is super nostalgic. Watch it all the time with Noah and my grandparents. Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
Cartoon film.
That's emotional.
And then I have the 3rd Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith. Fantastic film. Characters are great. Action's great. From the best series of all time.
So your 4 tiers are like sports movie, goofy comedy, emotional cartoon, Star Wars.
Yeah, but Star Wars, it's like action, so sort of like you can put Marvel in there, you can put superheroes in there, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's excellent take. Anything else to add, Cousin Colin?
Well, you could also have 42 as a historic movie, like Oppenheimer can fit in there as well, right?
Oh, I love the Oppie show.
Yeah,
I appreciate
Oppie's
that,
good.
dude. Okay. Anything else? Anything else we should talk about?
No, not for this. No.
Okay. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
coming on. Colin. Hopefully we see you later, bro.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Okay,
buddy.
thanks for coming.
Okay, so now you have an idea of how the movies go. I'll let Tal say his 4.
Okay, super hard question. Again, thanks for participating in the show. So, fans, we want your idea. So, this is a great idea from Sam. 4 movies, Rocky, just because the ultimate underdog, that's got to be it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that just kind of is an indicator of my vintage, right? And it's an awesome movie.
Again, Rocky is like 8 years older than Ferris Bueller's, I think. Maybe 9 years older. So
Yeah, but
vintage.
Rocky has aged really well, and it's got the sequels and all that kind of stuff. Ferris was one time. Just have a good day off, dude. Godfather. I've read all the books, watched all the movies. I like historical mafia stuff. That was a really good. Wait a sec, this is getting a little bit dark.
Okay.
It was a great movie, and it's listed as one of the best movies of all time. Here's where I'm having difficulty with my last one.
It's just a pretend exercise, so you
Pretend
no need to
exercise,
get worked up.
lot of pressure. Listen, I think I have to go with Shawshank just because it's such an amazing movie. Again, a little bit of underdog scene and good guy gets revenge at the end. I mean, Oppenheimer and Rudy were under discussion as well. I think Oppenheimer is going to really age, and a couple years from now, this is going to make everybody's list.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do believe that Oppenheimer in a long time is going to be viewed as like the movie of the generation, like the past 25 years. I think it's
agreed.
that good.
Yep.
So when I did this, when fan of the show Sam Militia reached out to me, he kind of laid it out, and then we kind of went back and forth. So we have.
Hey, Cousin Braeden, welcome to the show.
Okay, so we have
Cousin Braeden here.
So Braeden's here. Braeden, let us hear your 4 movie pillars and talk about them.
Okay. So first movie that came to my mind was Seven. Brad Pitt, Morgan
So good.
Freeman.
What's in the box?
When was it released? 95. 95.
Scared the hell out of me, that movie.
Psychological thriller. Scared the hell out of me. Made me think. Great plot, great characters. I love that movie.
95 is correct.
95?
Yeah, just
Joking.
checking. Thanks.
And then Superbad. Enough said. Goofy comedy. That's
so much fun.
It's just funny and like mindless.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah,
Yeah, funny thing about my back is that, yeah.
What else?
So, and then the Batman. So Robert Pattinson's most recent,
No.
the Batman film. I really,
You guys all love it, and I just don't. It's Colin's wearing this shirt.
yeah. See,
Okay, wait a
Tal-
minute. Can we have?
Tal
can
didn't
we
even
let-
like Wonka, so
Can we? Yeah, his opinion don't
The
matter.
Christopher Nolan Batmans are all so much better.
they're awesome.
Can you talk about why you don't like the new Batman? Actually, like legitimately.
Well, it's so dark I can't even see it. Like I need to,
Oh,
like,
Oh,
and it's
that's-
just it's too mean and
man.
dark. I like a little bit of good stuff to happen.
Colin says that's what his grandpa said.
Yeah,
he
that's
said
a
that was
boomer
super.
take.
Yeah, shout out Grandpa Paul. He's with me on this one.
Okay, so you didn't like the new Batman because it was too
I
dark.
liked it.
couldn't see
I
it.
just didn't like it as much as like Bane. I love
And the main
Batman
reason,
kicking Bane's butt.
because the main reason why I didn't like the new Batman is because it is too dark. That's the primary factor.
I don't. So I
couldn't see.
too dark and too dark.
too dark. Like
It was
Okay.
too much negativity and just too much. Anger,
okay, so
too many
that's
bad
why
things
I thought
happening.
it was so good.
It's like our biopic.
Because it was
I
like,
know.
it's like, okay, here's this guy who dresses up in a bat suit and goes and fights crime at night. Of course he's nuts. And of course, like, everything around him is like just complete chaos because he just goes and looks for it.
Yeah, he didn't even really play it off that he's a decent dude during the day at all.
No, because he's Batman.
he's not. How
he's
would he be?
Batman. Bruce Wayne is the suit dude.
No, but even as Bruce Wayne, he's still not got it
He's
together very
Batman.
much.
Correct.
He's
Because-
Batman.
Is Batman. I guess Bruce Wayne is not part of that equation, and I like the balance.
Yeah, I was fine, but you'll get balance in the second one, I'm sure. But I love Batman.
Oh, listen, if I get some more balance, I'm in.
I think we
just
saw
need
that
a little bit
together.
more of that.
The new Batman I just love. So I love that, Braeden. What else?
Yeah,
you
I'm in
have?
the same boat. And then the fourth one I picked was La La Land. So the reason why I like this one is I like a little romance. I like a little comedy. This movie has a little bit of everything. Musical too. So it gives you a little bit of everything. Ryan Gosling's great.
Yeah.
I like him in most, like, pretty much everything he's put out. Or
He's
not
the man.
everything he's put
Am I
out.
allowed
But
to
most,
say he's sus for that?
No.
yeah, okay.
No, like La La
I
Land?
love-
Really?
No, so I love La La Land.
Do you want to slow dance later?
La La Land is awesome, dude.
Actually,
I totally
I
back
haven't
this.
seen it.
No, this is great. This is a great take. I wouldn't put it in because like when I look at my pillars,
I wouldn't put it in my top 75, but okay.
No, but it just covers the musical spot. It covers
does.
the romance spot. It covers the.
So I don't
like-
watch a ton of
boxes.
musicals / romances. That's why La La Land isn't like it's its own thing for me.
Got
Like
it.
it's an oddity that I love La La Land. You know, I
It's
recognize
a different
that.
genre.
But yeah, that's a great shout, Braeden. So I rock with that. What else? You have?
Okay.
Well, those are my 4 movies.
Those
but,
are 4? Okay.
Yeah, those are 4. But I think we should take some time to touch on a couple little situations we've encountered while in Naples. Like,
Can I
Probably
do my
not
4
bad.
movies?
it's a couple things to cover.
You
Oh,
gotta wait.
sorry. Oh,
no,
sorry,
you
sorry.
gotta wait. Braeden, you got the show.
Okay.
Okay, I own the
Braden's
show.
got the conch.
I own the show. It's been a long time coming to Naples for me because
What movie?
since Isaac and I met when we were 13, 14, he's like, dude, you gotta.
Braeden, when you were 10, I heard you cooked Isaac on a basketball court.
No, I was in grade 8 and I gave him the work. That's a fact.
No, I think
Fact.
Isaac hit a 3 in my face.
I hit
and
7 of them,
It was
and I
back
tapped
when
one.
nobody could shoot threes, like when we were all little. So then it was like, oh shit, like this guy just hit a 3.
Yeah.
So then I had to like D up on him a little more, and then I remember him being like, "Good move, man!" Like when I made a good move, and yeah. So then that we like secretly became friends then, but then we got
Secretly,
reacquainted.
really secretly.
super secretly, super under the radar. But then when we actually became friends in high school, he was always like, dude, you gotta come to Naples. We go to Naples every year. You gotta come for a few days, like my family, blah, 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 stay with us, blah, blah. So this year, he was bugging me about it back in the fall. I'm like, screw it, I'm coming. So now I'm here, been here since last Thursday, playing a ton of tennis.
Florida man.
I'm a tennis prodigy now.
Pretty much.
Savant.
Yeah, savant, if you will. I played tennis maybe 7 times in my life before this week, and then this week I've like tripled those numbers just in the
Well,
in the
because
past
you're
week.
not. We don't play for an hour.
Right, we'll play for 3.
Let's put a 3
4.
spot or a 4 spot
Yeah,
up there.
so
I have no idea why I'm injured. Why would I be
yeah,
injured?
yeah, exactly. So that's been a blast. And then we've encountered a few funny people. But before we get into that, I'll let Isaac give his movie
Thank you so
takes.
much.
Oh, okay.
Because I own the show after all. So.
You do own it. So my 4 movies. So I was looking at Pillars. So I watch everything. Like people that know me, like if they suggest a movie, I will try to watch it. I'll take it seriously. I'll watch whatever movie. I don't care. So my 4 pillars here. That's kind of how I organized it. So I've got 80s action, goofy comedy, serious drama, franchise movie. That's kind of what sums up me, right? So 80s action, anyone who's talked to me for longer than 15 minutes knows I'm going to say Die Hard here. Predator, Rocky, Rambo, in that same tier.
What are your 4 categories? 80s action.
Goofy comedy, serious drama, franchise movie. Thanks for listening. So goofy comedy, anyone again knows me. It's Step Brothers, Superbad, Napoleon Dynamite, honorable mentions. I Am McLovin, but it's Step Brothers here. Oscar serious drama movie. You've got some options here. I'm going to say Shawshank here because that's kind of the big one. Yep.
I'm making all these predictions.
Okay. Honorable mention like Cuckoo's Nest, Godfather. I love Good Will Hunting, Get Out. I know. Those are honorable mentions, bro.
I didn't know there was honorable mention.
Yeah, I could have given honorable mentions.
I look at the text chain. It definitely says honorable mentions.
I was told a strict guideline of 4 movies only.
Well, these are I'm just giving them the airtime.
And then execution in the concourse.
Okay.
Okay.
So my franchise movie, Star Wars 1, A New Hope, the original Star Wars. Honorable mentions, Endgame, any Spider-Man movie, Dune in a couple years, any Batman movie. But yeah, Star Wars here. So that's my 4. And my 30 honorable mentions. Braeden, go ahead, run with the show. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, let me think here. I got a couple different things.
Dude.
Let's have cousin Colin talk about the basketball tournament we went to. Colin, come in here.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
basketball
Yeah,
tournament.
great.
Come on,
Braeden, think
Colin.
about what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll
We
talk
have 2
all about
stories
it.
for you that we will tell in a bit. But basketball was great. We saw a ton of top prospects, guys that we hadn't heard of before. But now we know.
Isaac's learning how to use 0.5. Shocking.
I know how to use 0.5. I always have.
We
just never did.
Keep going, Colin.
We got invited by Nono a couple months ago and really kind of skimmed past it and didn't really pay much attention to it. But then we looked again 2 days after we got here, reached out to Nono, reached out to anyone that wanted to go, and it was sort of a last-minute thing, but it was a great experience. The basketball was super quality. It was like just below NBA, and these guys were younger than me.
Yeah,
it was
real
crazy.
talk. So we saw Cooper Flagg, number 1 player in the country, future Detroit Piston, and then VJ Edgecombe, also another future Detroit Piston. So we saw 2 Detroit Pistons. Take the picture, Dad. There you go.
My first 0.5, I didn't see cousin Braeden in there.
I know, it's buried.
Okay, great tournament. Colin and the fam was pretty elite. Anything else there, Colin?
No, it was just very quality basketball.
Okay. Anything else, Colin, or Braden time?
Anything else to share?
The guy,
Okay.
the guy who hit a
The
3
most-
and then pointed at
Oh, yeah.
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh yeah, Melo was right. We basically watched the game with Carmelo Anthony, pretty much, actually, for real. Okay, Braden, go ahead.
Okay, I think we got to talk about Percy Pendragon. We got to address the elephant in the room here. I'll just start. So we're sitting by. It's New Year's Eve. We're sitting by the hot tub, and it's probably about 9:30. Me, Isaac. I'm not close enough.
Now
the
it's
sound,
better.
the sound bar appeared to be looking good, but okay. We're sitting by the hot tub. Me, Isaac, and twins, and Jamie, our Scottish friend who.
And we were cooking up. I wanted to go in the water. I've been talking about this for a couple weeks. I put it on their radar. I wanted to polar dip for New Year's.
No, you never said that.
I sent it to Noah. That's a
Guys,
fact.
pick it up. Come
That's
on.
how they had that video, yeah.
Thank
you. So Noah and Isaac, fine. They're brainstorming some obscure thing, and all of a sudden it gets brought to my attention. They show me this video about how Seneca used to jump in some freezing cold ass river at New Year's to do something difficult, and start the year off on the right foot of I'm in control. I'm doing something hard that I don't want to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So they show me this video of Ryan Holiday, Daily Stoic guy, who's great, talking about it. And I thought to myself, I don't want to do that at all, but we're going to do it. That's why you should do it, because you don't want to do it. So we, talk amongst ourselves. Okay, we're going to go down to the beach at the new year and run into the water. And it had been cooler that day and the day prior, so the water was not going to be warm. It was windy on the beach too, and so we just knew like it would be uncomfortable.
So I'll fast forward. We're there. We go in the water. We're the only lunatics that are in the water. But we see this.
Well, even before that, it's like 11:40, 11:45. Me, Isaac, and Noah are just sitting, the three of us, on the beach, just like chatting about nothing. Recounting our New York trip, actually, the three of us.
It was emotional.
And
we see a clothed figure in jeans and a hoodie, and we're in Florida, and he's running across the beach in running shoes. And he's running like Rocky did in Rocky 3. Like he's doing that run on the water. Then...
Any weird hugs at the end or no?
No, and we kind of fire this guy up because he's going for a run. And then... How can you describe the fall that he took?
It looked like he got tased. Like, it looked like he froze in midair and then, like, hit the deck.
Face planted in the sand in his full...
Started groaning.
There was
and we're
noises.
like... And so, naturally, like, Isaac does this thing whenever you see somebody running, like, anywhere in public who isn't, like, an actual runner. He, like, where you can clearly see it's just because they're in a hurry of some sort. He'll just be like, yeah, good hustle, man, good hustle. And, like... kind of mess with them, but also like cheer them on.
It's genuine.
It's all in good fun. So then this dude's running by. Isaac does the bit. Noah and I join in. To which this guy freezes in midair and like face plants into the sand.
And the kid groans, and then the kid gets up and just keeps running. Like I'm good, and he just runs like into the distance. Like
and that's all we had of him at that point.
At that point, we go in the water. We come out of the water. We see this guy again, and he sees us in the water. And then after we get out, he then goes in fully clothed in his jeans and hoodie. He takes out his like phone keys, wallet, and goes in the water. Gives me his phone. Take a picture of me, bro. We don't know this guy. I take a picture of him in the water. He's on the phone, so I say like I'm on his phone. Hey man, like he'll call you back. He's in the water now in Florida. Hang up his phone. Take a picture, and then he kind of starts saying some stories. He's kind of nuts, but he's our guy now. So I guess that really wraps. Like he was our standout.
Like, so the thing that happened that really threw me off was he walks up to us. He's on the phone like this and goes, "These are the guys who saw me straight pimping earlier," as in like he fell. And so then he like fist bumps us, and then like we kind of look at him like we're kind of just like keeping our distance with him because we don't know who this guy is or what he's doing. He's a little messed up.
Maybe armed.
Yeah. So
Probably
then.
no.
To which he starts like walking toward the ocean, but is still on the phone. Whips his phone into the sand, whips his keys into the sand, whips his wallet into the sand. Starts walking to the ocean, shoes on, jeans on, hoodie on, fully clothed. All of us are like drying off because we just got out. It's about 12:15 in the morning right now, and he keeps walking, goes in about knee height into the water, keeps going in, and at this point we've all lost it because here's this fully clothed mystery man walking into the water. So we're getting notification from the studio. Tennis time. Wrap it up. Okay. Well, anyway, long story short, he changed his name to Percy Pendragon at 18 years old. Came from nothing, and
he still has nothing.
I think he still has nothing. And he went into the water fully clothed. We lost it. It was hilarious. And yeah, so that sums it up.
That's
Okay.
well told.
Good.
Okay. Do we have anything else? Cousin Colin, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, so after the pictures were done being taken, he put his arms out like this and just fell backwards completely into the water. And that was it.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
like
so
back
for those
cleanse.
people that are listening and not watching YouTube, because you should watch it on YouTube because it's real good content. Basically, Cousin Colin just put his arms out like a T and did a fallback.
T-pose.
Yeah, like
Did you say
T-pose.
T-pose?
T-pose.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, like a Jesus.
Okay. Anything else before we wrap it up?
I think
and go play
I
tennis?
think we got enough stuff here. Let's go Lions. Let's go Michigan Wolverines. And obviously, next week we're going to talk about the Michigan-Washington game, so that's huge. Lots of content coming up. Fans, we appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. Go Blue!
Let's go get a natty, boys.